Percy Jackson and the Olympians Episode 5 included some of the most iconic moments from the original book, bringing several major story and character reveals along with it. After the story of Percy Jackson Episode 4, Percy reunites with Annabeth and Grover, having received a message from his father. Shortly after, the trio begins hitchhiking west after the incident with the Chimera in St. Louis renders them fugitives from the law. The three fates cut a thread of life. In the original Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief book, Percy sees three old ladies, revealed to be the Fates, cut a thread of yarn after he is attacked by Alecto at the beginning of the story. This scene was not present in Percy Jackson Episode 1, instead being left for Episode 5. In Percy Jackson Episode 5, Annabeth and Grover are seen searching for Percy after the latter falls into the Mississippi River. While searching, Annabeth spots three old ladies knitting who are staring at her. One of the old ladies cuts a thread of yarn, spooking Annabeth. It is later revealed by Annabeth that these ladies are the modern personifications of the Greek fates who weave the stories and destinies of Greek heroes together. When the fates cut a thread, it supposedly means that someone is going to die. Given that the fates were looking at Annabeth when a thread was cut, the daughter of Athena assumes that death would befall one of her, Percy or Grover, before their quest reaches its end in Percy Jackson Season 1. Ares offers to help Percy, Annabeth, and Grover. Another of the plot elements of Percy Jackson Episode 5 involves the titular character becoming wanted by the police after sightings of him at the St. Louis Arch. This is combined with the police finding Gabe's wrecked car from Episode 1 and Sally going missing. Gabe then blames Percy for these acts, making the latter out to be a criminal who abducted his own mother. This means that Annabeth, Percy, and Grover cannot board a train or bus without being arrested, leading them to begin hitchhiking west towards Los Angeles. While hitchhiking, the trio is confronted by Ares, the god of war, who reveals he and the other Olympian gods have also been tasked with finding Zeus' master bolt. In order to further the quest of Percy, Annabeth, and Grover, Ares offers them help in return for a favor. This leads to extended sequences with the god of war in which his desires are revealed. The history of the Olympian gods is explained. That said, before Ares sends Annabeth and Percy on an errand in Percy Jackson Episode 5, he reveals more information about the past of the Olympian gods. Ares explains that Kronos, a titan, once ate his children including Poseidon. Zeus then overthrew Kronos and saved the other gods before chopping the titan up and banishing him to Tartarus, the deepest part of the underworld. Ares explains this as the reasoning behind the backstabbing nature of the gods, insisting that their deceitful nature has always been part of their family. Ares tells Percy this to reinforce the former's theory that Zeus and Poseidon will go to war regardless of whether the master bolt is found. Ares implies that the gods are always looking for excuses to betray each other, theorizing that Zeus is using the Master Bolt's theft as a reason to go to war with Poseidon. This is backed up by the gods' history with the Titans, with Ares seemingly happy to let a war begin given his status as the god of war. Annabeth and Percy recover Ares' shield from Hephaestus. After Ares explains his family's history, he sends Annabeth and Percy to recover his shield. It is eventually revealed that the shield is being kept by Hephaestus, as the latter is upset with Ares' affair with Aphrodite, Hephaestus' wife. As such, Annabeth and Percy travel to an abandoned amusement park that has been built by Hephaestus and includes various tricks meant to make Ares or Aphrodite feel guilty and humiliate them for the affair. Eventually, Annabeth recovers the shield only at great cost as Percy is covered in gold and trapped in Hephaestus' chair. Hephaestus then appears and Annabeth reveals that she is sick of the gods' cruelty, be it Ares, Aphrodite, and Hera's harsh treatment of Hephaestus or Athena's willingness to allow Echidna to threaten the trio in Episode 4. Realizing that Annabeth is right about the gods' cruelty and wanting to be better, Hephaestus frees Percy and allows him and Annabeth to leave with Ares' shield. Not only does this provide a dose of emotional depth for Hephaestus and present him as one of the nicer Greek Olympians, but it furthers the relationship of Annabeth and Percy too. Percy, Annabeth, and Grover head to Las Vegas to meet with Hermes. Retrieving the shield means that Annabeth and Percy held up their end of the bargain with Ares, prompting the god of war to help the children out as he promised in Percy Jackson Episode 5. Ares takes the trio to a humane animal transportation vehicle, telling them that it will take them to Las Vegas. Once there, Ares tells Percy, Annabeth, and Grover to seek out Hermes, who spends his free time in the Lotus Hotel and Casino. Ares states that Hermes' personal driver will take the children to Los Angeles, where they can complete their quest before giving them a bag filled with clothes, human cash, and Greek drachmas. Grover figured out who stole Zeus' master bolt. An added subplot of Percy Jackson and the Olympians Episode 5 is Grover's conversation conversations with Ares. The episode ends on somewhat of a cliffhanger, with Grover having apparently figured out who stole Zeus' Master Bolt thanks to his manipulation of the god of war. However, Percy Jackson episode 5 ends before Grover explains his theory, leaving viewers eagerly anticipating Percy Jackson and the Olympians episode 6 as the quest for the Master Bolt nears its end.